Going in the wrong band.
Rolling now.
Well, lads, here in Wembley, it's going to be obviously a big night on a big day on that date. Again, I mean, a lot of people sort of say where after the Band-Aid thing and the USA for Africa thing of how long this sort of support should go on as far as the rock industry is concerned, and obviously it's going a lot further than anyone thought.
Because it needs to. Be under no illusions that people are here for any other reason than they're aware of what's happening and they feel it necessary to draw attention to it. And as I said inside, it's pathetic that pop singers have to do that.
Right.
But unfortunately, it's an angle on a story. And this is the ultimate that pop music can do. Quite literally is the ultimate. You can't do anything more after this.
Right.
And the commitment of pop music need never be doubted about, again, about what they think and how they feel. And more than any other industry, and it sounds corny, it sounds like speech making, but I actually mean it, more than any other industry, it has done more and has kept more people alive than anything I can think of.
Well, going back to the weekend that the Band-Aid recording happened, a lot of people were away and overseas touring and etc. etc. Were you surprised at the success it had initially?
No, I was, well, one, when Midge and I pitched up and some BBC guy asked, who do you expect? And I said, I don't know, it's 10 o'clock and it's me and Midge. And then these lads turned up and they'd flown in, and then the Durans came up. So that was the first thing. Nobody anticipated what happened after that, this sort of global phenomenon. I mean, like, I've just been waving this Yugoslavian Band-Aid record, and this Swedish, Finnish, Canadian, South American. Like, it goes on. I mean, there's about 30 of them. So we didn't anticipate that. And I think, again, the concert is the final fling. Certainly, it'll never happen again. Never, ever will it happen again on the scale that this will be.
Now, Elton, you were away at the time in America when that recording happened, but you've put your full support behind it ever since. To be playing at Wembley on a ground like this with such a collective of names, I mean, how will it feel?
When I came back from the States and I saw the video and I heard the record, I was so touched by the spontaneity and the fact that everybody did turn up. Right. Which is incredible, which I didn't think happened on the American record so much. And that it's just, I think it'll be exactly the same here on that day. Actually, just to play together, or, you know, just the actual feeling of camaraderie is tremendous, even just here. And I think to actually have achieved this and pull it off, when Bob rang me earlier in the year and said, yes, I'll do it, but I didn't think he'd actually pull it off, and it's a tremendous achievement. It's incredible.
Midge, you went down to Australia for the EAT benefit that we had in January. Were you surprised how successful that was?
Absolutely. I mean, as we all know over here, we only hear of the 2 or 3 Australian bands that have broken out of Australia, but there's an entire wealth of talent down there that's been unexposed as far as Britain and Europe is concerned, and it was stunning to see that sort of concert on that level. It was an immense concert. It was 40,000–50,000 people there, I seem to remember. It was great.
Watching the thing grow as it did, the record, and it started breaking up all over the world. I mean, how did you feel about that, Tony? I mean,
over the moon. I mean, I think everyone that participated in in the Band-Aid project they wanted it to be #1 in Britain and #1 wherever it could be. And I think everyone's just pleased at the response of the sort of public generally, and they actually, felt really sort of touched by what we were doing and by the problems in Ethiopia.
The Band-Aid accountant who will be handling up.
Indeed, Gary Richard Skinner here talking to you live from Wembley Stadium, where a very important announcement is about to be made. Gathered here are representatives of the world's press, TV and radio, and they're here to find out the facts about what undoubtedly will be the biggest event ever in the history of pop music. Here's Bob Geldof.
Good morning, everybody. I'm very pleased to announce today that as Band-Aid's first part of their relief program comes to an end, and as our younger sister, USA for Africa, begin their relief program today, Band-Aid start the second part of their program by announcing Live Aid, which, without a doubt, will be the largest pop concert ever held, with the greatest audience, and certainly with the most important artists of the last 20 years all taking part in one concert in one day on 2 continents. I'll read out the list of people taking part in a minute. The concert will take place on July the 13th, which is a Saturday, at Wembley Stadium in London and at John F. Kennedy Stadium in Philadelphia. The ticket price will be £25 in Britain and $35 in the US. The people taking part in alphabetical order will be Bryan Adams, Adam Ant, the Boomtown Rats, David Bowie, the Cars, Eric Clapton, Phil Collins, Elvis Costello, Dire Straits, Duran Duran, Brian Ferry, Hall & Oates with the Temptations, Waylon Jennings, Billy Joel, Elton John, Howard Jones, Judas Priest, Nick Kershaw, Chris Christopherson, Huey Lewis and the News, Alison Moyet, Billy Ocean, Robert Plant, The Power Station, The Pretenders, Queen, Sade, Santana, Paul Simon, Simple Minds, Spandau Ballet, Status Quo, Style Council, Sting, Tears for Fears, The Thompson Twins, U2, Ultravox, Paul Young, Neil Young, Wham. We also last night received confirmation from Mick Jagger, Stevie Wonder, and about 5 minutes ago we heard some wonderful news, and that is that The Who, one of the greatest bands ever in rock music, are reforming specifically for this event. And 2 seconds before I came on, we got a phone call from Mr. McCartney, who said that he is at the moment clearing his desk to ensure that he'll be with us on July the 13th. I think you will agree that we have more or less, without a doubt, in fact, the most important people over the last 20 years. And I can also tell you that the remaining half dozen or so huge bands in the world are at the moment trying to clear their desks, and we will let you know over the next 3 weeks who's in and who's out of that remaining half dozen. Thank you.